it up.
Fire.
All right, we getting it. All right, I am situating my stuff, getting into another browser so that I can chat with people if I so choose, because that's what cool people do.
Yes. I will open up the browser myself so that I can read chat.
Nice. I think we are looking good, so fantastic. All right. Hello, friends and fellow gamers. I am That Zero, and we are back with episode 7 of Capray's Last Cloudia podcast, and I am joined by my co-host. We have Jawline Coon.
What's up, guys?
And, of course, DK.
What's going on, guys?
All right. Well, it has been a somewhat exciting week. Not that crazy, but we've got a new Eliza event. We've got Eliza herself, the shift, now in the game, as well as some miscellaneous quality of life updates, surprise 5-star unit enhancements, and just some miscellaneous stuff like that. We got some free-to-play pity banners, which is pretty great. So where do you guys want to start with? I think Eliza's going to be a heavy part of this, since new units kind of do that. Do we want to start with overloading conversation of Eliza, or should we get into some of the other stuff first?
Man, just break it down, man.
All right. All right. So, Eliza, she's a thing. Let's go ahead and just walk through some of the stuff. She does some things that are a little unique. They're not super flashy, but they all kind of add up to being really, really exciting. My main, takeaway from my experience with her is, you know how we said that they'd have to do something really crazy to make single wield worth? And then they were like, okay, we're going to do some crazy stuff to make it worth. Well, we've also said that about Magic, and I feel like they've done some crazy things with her to make Magic worth. But unfortunately, it's only on her. So, like, Magic as a whole is pretty bad, but she feels exceptionally good as a mage, at least in my experience so far. She can also be a physical DPS, which is great, but we'll talk about kind of the differences between those things, at least my findings on those. If anybody wants to see some killer showcases, I know Tweaks put some out showcasing physical Magic as well as hybrid, and she's pretty impressive to say the least. So let's take a look at some of the things that she comes with out the gate. So first of all, resistances are pretty good, like getting resistant to silence, stun. Weak to illness kind of sucks, but we're probably not taking her into PvP, I would imagine, but who knows, maybe there will be something. But yeah, there's a lot of gear that she wants to wear that can fill out that extra silence slot, so, works out pretty good. Stat-wise, not crazy on int, which she obviously wants, but still reasonable. Her HP I found to be, like, her weakest thing. Like, she's very much a glass cannon. She's got, like, Master Thief Robin levels of HP. It's not as bad as Senku, but it's still pretty bad. She's pretty flimsy overall, other than the fact, like, when we get into her skill kit, she comes with, like, Awaken, things like that, but she doesn't have, anything life-saving like a lot of new units have had, so...
well, she is a sorcerer, so there's that.
Yeah. Like, super low on HP, too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's terrible.
And he also suicides by diving into combat, so,
God.
He's... Yeah.
He's at 2456. That is awful.
He's nightmarishly bad.
Holy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Senku's even worse yet. Senku is like 2k. Like,
oh man.
Like, I'm pretty sure putting HP plus 2 on him is a 50% base HP bump. Like,
no wonder why I could never get, because I use Life Boost a lot in towers, right? I'm like, why is the dude always dying, right?
Yeah.
And I think I just have to give him every piece of HP boost I can. Poor guy, dude.
Oh, man. All right, so her abilities are pretty reasonably fun. So her autos, as well as all of her skills, can be used at any range with no line of sight. So just wherever anything is, you activate them and it just works, which is great. S1 basically just like throws a bomb that does a nice little explosion AoE on enemies. Seems to do reasonably well. Prominent Circle, this is basically just Medine's S2. But considering her S2 is really good, it also feels pretty good on Eliza as well. Her S3 is pretty much her most insane thing. So from what I can tell, basically when you activate this, there's a tornado AoE around her. So if anything's close to her, it gets extra hits. And then on the opposite side of her, from the enemy she's targeting, she spawns a dragon that then flies across the screen in a wave. So if you're right up on an enemy, you get like bonus hits for the tornado, but then the dragon flies in too, and the animation happens ridiculously fast. So if you have 2, 3, 4 charges of this, you can probably dump them all in a second or two. And it's like, I think if you're close to people, it's like 16 or 17 hits single wield. So like, it is the fastest animating, highest hit count thing like in the game. Like as far as like quickness to get all the damage out, I'm pretty positive it is by far the highest skill we have. If you're building her for physical damage and like dual wield and all that sort of shit. So that's pretty cool. Her ult, AoE, it seems like it doesn't do a ton of damage, but the main thing is it's a guaranteed fire resist down, just like Medine's, which is really great, and it looks freaking awesome. She just like gets this, she basically formulates this fire dragon, sprays fire breath all down on the battlefield. But the fire res down is really, really huge. And we'll get into why, but basically, on her own, she can just do some ridiculous things with nuking enemy resistances, which is pretty great. So, resistances can't really fight her, which is awesome. Her traits, does a bunch of extra fire damage, gets a bunch of extra fire cap, and then she does what her original form did, which is strengthens fire magic on the board. So what this mostly manifests as is exactly the same as the other one. Maybe level 4 does more. I don't have her level 4 unlocked yet, but basically there's some extra hit counts. And the biggest thing, I think, is Meteor Fall actually gets 4 extra meteorites at the end, like small ones that come in. And what that means for her when you're actually playing her is like the overall hit counts of that skill, because she just caps on all of it, is absolutely insane. Like, not everything is necessarily going to land on someone, but when you can get, like, 10 to 12 hits, and then, like, maybe it delays because something hits somewhere else and breaks the combo, get another, like, 16 hits, like, the damage is pretty crazy, and it's one of those skills that doesn't take up the cast space, which means, like, say you use it, and then you get flinched, because you can't cast cancel it, but if you get flinched, you can throw another one. If you get flinched again, you can throw another one. They all stack, raining meteorites on people. And it's ridiculous, the amount of damage that ends up resulting in. And, yeah, so I have a feeling part of the reason that cast canceling got removed is because, I mean, one, it makes it even easier for Eliza to be the best mage in the game, because you can't just cast cancel with other people like AOG Lily and, you know, whoever else you might want to be using. But also, if she was able to cast cancel her meteor rain, she might break the fucking game. Like, it's pretty goddamn stupid if you could just spam a ton of those off, because there's this delay where, you know, you have to wait for those to start falling in, but you can just keep queuing them up over and over again. And which, basically, the loop that I found that works really good is you can bring in Big Bang, which we'll get into as her unique magic. You can throw one of those, which is like 36 hits. It's really big. And then you could usually get 2 meteor rains in before getting another Big Bang. Or you could throw on some debuffs or something like in between that usage, and the amount of hits you get just piles up and is really great. And if anywhere in there you get hit by an enemy and flinched, you can throw another meteor rain in there as well and just double up on your damage, which just feels awesome. The other ones is just the extra hit counts, but it makes it also so that, like, what's the basic skill that she comes with, like that basic fire spell? So Burning Strike. Like, I actually run all 3 of these. I don't use Crimson Flare because it does the same thing as Big Bang, but worse. Like, it takes up the cast space, it comes in, like, so this doesn't matter. It doesn't even need to be in her kit at all. But Burning Strike, like, it has a low-ish hit count, but I think it's still, like, 9. And when she's hitting for, like, well over 30k, if you just have, like, to finish off a little enemy, Meteor Rain and Big Bang have delays. This is almost instantaneous. So it's like having an instant, like, non-line of sight, like S1 to just finish off enemies, and it still chunks people for damage. So there's actually usage for it, which just feels awesome, like just throwing out little spells when you need it, or big board-wide spells when you need it. It's almost like her kit is made up of these things instead of like normal skills, at least when you're running her as a mage. And I found it just works super duper good. I'll get into like scenarios where that's actually good, but let's come over to here. Sorcerer Helix, magic casting speed plus 20%. I mean, just like what Lagrabos has, which is just insanely good. Free cast speed is great. It makes it so that her lower end spells are instant cast, and then Big Bang, I've concluded is either 75 or 80. I think they're only in intervals of 10, like for like cast speed requirements, so I'm going to assume it's 80. She gets 70 in her kit for free. 70 cast speed for offensive magic. So, I mean, that's pretty insane. And it means that for Big Bang, there's basically a half a second delay to use it. So, like, you can throw on Radstone and, like, make it insta-cast, which does feel a little bit better, but you could totally just not waste accessory slots and wait that half a second on Big Bang, and everything else is instant cast. And it feels pretty sweet. So...
yeah, it's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. And then this greatly boosts... we haven't really seen this effect before. You boost magic attack, power, and damage cap based on how little people like there are on the field. So you get a little bit of a bonus if there's like a board of stuff. But if you're just going against one boss, you just flat out get an extra 40% to your damage and 6,000 cap. And when she's hitting, you know, 36 times on Big Bang and then all the meteor rains, like... she's pretty up there, and that 40% is like no joke. Like that can help you fight through elemental resistance and high mind, which they're not going to have elemental resistances anyway because she just nukes it all through the floor if you need to. But I know I went into not my idea, got it from Tweaks because I saw him do it, and I was like, okay, let's see. He basically went in and did her against Mother just to see how she would fare. Which basically all the enemies with her. What's it called? The Ultima, Ultima. What? Oh, hold on. Here, Blazing Anima.
Anima.
Yeah. I couldn't remember the word. One click away, as it turns out. So this is super duper sweet. It's just like what. Oh God, what's his name?
Lugs?
What Luke has, where he reduces their mind. But this is just a stacking -20 to fire and light resistance, which is pretty insane. And how these work, for anybody that doesn't know, is you activate this and then it gives basically it applies a debuff and it lasts on all enemies for the rest of that wave, and then you have to just refresh it every wave. But you throw it once on a boss and then they just have that until they're dead, which is pretty awesome. So you throw this
Funny how it says 20%, but it's just they've all just been 20.
Yeah, they're really I think it'd be nice if they went and just cleaned them all up so they were consistent. I assume that's just because my understanding of elemental resistances is it's exactly a percentage-based thing. So if someone has 50 light res, then they reduce all incoming light damage by 50%. Like, literally, that's the amount.
Yeah.
So it's just confusing because they haven't used percent specifically in the past. So, it'd be nice if they just clean it up to be all consistent because I could see that confusing people. But anyway, in the Mother fight, basically this drops all enemies' resistances down to +30, and she has zero problem capping on all of her hits, and just demolishes everything. For me to beat Mother before, because I just wanted to get to the occult fight, I cheesed it with Merity. I just used Immortal Merity, and I got it done. I was like, well, Tweaks did this. Let's see if this is a normal Tweaks thing where only Tweaks can do it because he has all the things in the game, or if Eliza's just this good. My first attempt, I cleared it in like 3 minutes and 30 seconds with almost no risk to my life other than the 2 ults. Basically, I had to revive her twice because she's squishy AF. And I don't have Rudo to keep me alive from AoE attacks. But other than that, I didn't have to deal with like the crazy magic spam, like CCing me and trying to do stuff. She just murdered everything. Like, it was ridiculous. So pretty silly in that fight. I also took her into the second fight of Occult God just to see how she would do. I only used her anima, no like weaks or anything else, and she capped on that like crazy. She thoroughly outperformed my AoE Lily, like by a ton. It was quite.
Sounds like she's a good mage from what I'm hearing.
I think she is absolutely the best mage in the game, not even close. I thought she was going to have Rabala levels of damage, which I hear Senku, oh god, Zekis.
Senku, my man.
Yeah, I've heard Zekis is the best mage. I don't have him, so I don't have first-hand knowledge. But Rabala kind of has come in as the second place, at least my understanding, and she's felt like it. She's quite a good mage. But neither of them even come close to Eliza, from what I can tell. Like, from what I've used with Eliza so far, I'm not using Roy anymore in multiplayer. I'm just not.
What?
I'm not.
What the fuck? Give me Roy then.
She feels better to me than Roy right now.
What in the world? Oh
So
my god.
I know it'll be controversial. I'm sure people will disagree with me.
This is where I crossed the line.
Okay,
sir.
so the reason that
I'm sparring you for an hour just to beat the shit out of your team.
So the reason she feels so good, I think, is because when you're casting, if you get flinched or like knocked up into the air or whatever, as soon as you hit the ground, if you hit cast, you instantly go into that cast. Roy, along with some other units, when you land, you have this like staggered effect where no matter how much you push that button, you're waiting like a second before you can throw an S3. She doesn't care. She just goes into it. And then if you get hit again, you can just queue up another meteor rain. That's all compounding damage, whereas Roy is locked into his animation, especially since he can't even animation cancel anymore. And it also makes it so that when they bring in those big spells like Abyssgate that you cannot avoid and you're getting flinched from, you can throw a meteor rain or two and be dealing damage to them while their things are staggering your entire team. So like I've had times I would queue up a couple of those, everybody would go into CC mode, and I would just outright kill the boss, like take out the last 25% of their HP with a couple meteor rains while everybody's CC'd, because you can do damage. Roy can't do that. And she just caps on everything because her modifiers are just so obscene. So, yeah, I don't know. It feels pretty good. Like I said, I could be wrong, but it seemed like whenever I would get into a multiplayer stage, no matter who was on my team, I felt like I was clearing super quick. It wasn't like, oh, I have a Lug and another Roy, so we're just gonna stomp it. It's like, oh, well, I have like 2 clearly new players and like maybe 1 Roy, and we still completely decimated it.
So what you're telling me is that I just took a decent step at Magic.
I think so. I mean, there's still more that we can...
Decent or what? Because in my eyes,
for
like,
her,
from what I've seen...
Yeah.
You know, go ahead.
I was just going to say, for her, I think it feels really great. There is still stuff that I would like to see adjusted. I think, like, recovery time from spells could still be tuned a bit. Which, like, we can talk about... We could detour and talk about, like, what we could do for Magic right now if we want. Otherwise, we can get to that after Eliza.
No, I was just wanted to see what you thought.
Okay,
just
yeah.
Because I mean, I don't have her, so I can't really say anything.
So
it's a whole lot different. I just wanted to get your little input.
Yeah, from the Magic perspective, the few times I've used her, I like using her as a pure mage more than like hybrid or physical DPS. Personally, I found with her going on and throwing on either debuffs or using Meteor Rain and Big Bang and like just alternating between those, her MP sustain with just auto advanced and her base MP pool, and then like Pose for Honor is good enough that she can just always be slinging spells, and I find that I don't really need to be throwing physical attacks that much, and she kind of seems to me a bit like I've heard people talk about Lug, where you have to build them right to like hit their big caps. Like she can definitely hit her big cap, but you probably need Science Flag. You probably need to be matching Slayers. Like she's not Roy where she's just going to cap without Slayers and, without Surprise Attack and all the other things. She needs to be matching it. But on Magic, she doesn't even have to try. Like it's pretty insane. But we'll look at some of the rest of these things here. So she comes up some stat ups. This is kind of a nice thing. Critical up. Advanced aim and proud force. This helps her physical attacks, even if you're not really built for it, just be a little more consistent. And she's got fire critical in her kit, as we'll see. So with all the hits she's doing, proud force actually just does a good job of sustaining for her, which is really nice. Especially since she has high mind innately because of a mage, so that just helps her proud force do a bit better. Sunflame. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that beast geyser. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm expecting we're going to start seeing more of these as like a big thing to help Magic come up. Sunflame, survivability, less chance to get targeted, chance to evade. Yay, cool. Beast Geyser, basically Magic Slayer for stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why they called it
Magic Brute Slayer.
Yeah, I don't know why they called it Beast Geyser. They should have just been Brute Geyser, that's overly confusing, especially since Beast Slayer is a thing. And beasts are included in this, so like I feel like maybe like a translation thing or something. This is kind of dumb,
Brood
but
Geyser would have been.
Yeah, but from what I've noticed, like, this probably helps her be more consistent, but when I'm fighting things that are not under here, like in the mother fight, where things were, you know, plus 30 fire res anyway, I didn't get Slayer damage, and I was still easy capping on all those robots. So, like, she doesn't need this, but it just helps. So, like, if you are fighting these things and you're not capping already, you probably are. Special boost as well. That's just nice. So if somebody wants to try taking her into PvP, you can just cheaply throw on the Slayers you want. So that's nice. Auto crit to help out those Proud Forces more. I mean, these are pretty much the best autos she could possibly get. Like, every mage you want Advanced Magic Circle and Recast. So that's just beautiful outright. And then the critical to help Proud Force is great. Awaken is like her only bit of survivability other than that Sunspot thing, whatever it's called. Awaken's just nice. Yeah, nothing more than that.
Quick, Zero, before you go down all the way. Yeah. So, just in case someone doesn't know, so does Geyser stack with Slayers because it doesn't have Slayer in the front of it?
No. So, I'm sorry. So, this is only for magic attacks.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you could actually still use others. You would have to pretty much use Slayers for
your physical DPS.
For physical DPS. Okay, good. So
yeah, so if you're looking to maximize physical DPS, you're giving her dual wield, you're giving her whatever Slayer you need for that boss. But again, she comes with special boost, so that's pretty nice. Yeah. And another thing you can do too is if you decided that you wanted more MP sustain, like giving her Goddess Kiss, and then you can just give her a killer skill, you know, to match the boss, and then she's already got special boost to pair with it too. So that's pretty convenient.
Yeah.
Of course, Fire Boost, Fire Mega Boost. She's missing High Boost because, of course, they have to leave something out for you to teach her that's core to the kit.
It's
but
still an amazing kit.
Yeah, I mean, 8 SC for plus 30 to Magic, easy. So, yeah, obviously give that to her.
I do like how they changed. It used to be Flame Boost, but they changed it to Fire Boost. I mean, I get it, but I didn't think it was necessary.
Well, yeah, but I mean, baby steps towards consistency is fine. Hopefully we can get percentages on resistances updated to all be the same too.
And Neo though.
Oh, okay. This feels a little goofy to me. Like, this is the fire critical skill, but also has 2000. Like, if this was maybe a unique trait on her, maybe it would make sense. But like, when they name it something like this feels like something you'd put on an arc, which just feels goofy. Like,
fire critical Neo.
So it's just fire critical, but gives you cap raise.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's pretty much just damage cap.
Magic. Yeah, I mean, plus the critical. So like that's where the you can get cap raise to come in.
That, to be honest, let's be honest. No one cares about that.
Well,
it's pretty much just the magic attack.
Well, no, that's where the sustain comes in. That's why she can sustain herself, is because of Proud Force and this. So you'd have to give her flame critical otherwise. So like, it's there, but.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, fire attack raise is cool. More cap raise along with some more fire damage, cool. Critical raise, yay, I guess. High level. So, again, she has her base 20. She has 20 off this, and then she has 30 off fast recast, so 70 for offensive magic, or 50 for everything else. So if you wanted to give her Honey Elixir, you could just give her Rad Moon. Or no, Honey Elixir just happens. So if it was like Winry's Apple Pie,
even need that.
Or something.
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy Ring, it just helps her physical attacks be better. This is basically Chivalrous Mindset, except for a staff and a robe, which is pretty good. So just getting
I like the icon. You shall not pass.
Yeah, that looks super good. I didn't even pay attention to that before. I love it.
The icon's pretty neat. I like it. Sorcerer's Wisdom.
Yeah, it looks sweet. So I'm sure we'll see that at some point on some more units. Step High Boost, yay. Standard stuff. Magic Aura, yeah, cool. She comes with all the main stuff you'd want, which is really nice. So you don't really have to waste points on almost anything. Mind Pierce.
Right.
Though.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
This was also on a Rabala. So I think it's basically piercing for magic. So just chance to ignore some mind. She's going to be capping anyway. This is a pretty inconsequential thing, but maybe in certain boss fights it's handy, I guess. And then this is a new unique thing, which is pretty cool. Summons are more or less irrelevant outside of using like Yazadrill as like a get out of jail free card, or I know some people run Salmia or however it's pronounced for some buffs. I personally am just always on Yazadrill just so that if people suck and they die, you can have another chance. But if you just simply have Ignite equipped, you don't have to use it or anything, just have him in your summon slot, an extra plus 30 damage and an extra 3k damage cap.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Really cool. I like the idea that like this could start being a thing. You know, like maybe you run an all fire team and like new fire units start having bonuses for using Ignade, or you know some dark ones have something
quote,
for
unquote.
Yeah, exactly. Or like you know, a light one using Luke Mechia, or you know whatever it might be, and just having like different bonuses. Maybe Salmia's on like something for like buffing units or something. Maybe your buffs do an extra amount. I don't know, but pretty cool. So I'm excited for the future of what that can bring, because this first iteration, pretty nice. I like it.
You know, we didn't go over Regnant of Fire.
Oh, just
I mean, not that there's much to go over, but it's just, you know.
Her
fire damage plus 20%. Yeah, her first trait or whatever.
Yeah. I kind of glossed over it. She gets some damage, she gets some cap, and then she gets her bonuses, which I kind of talked about. The
Strengthened fire attack magic unlocked from unit's ability board.
Yeah.
Just like the
her. Yeah. So I touched on this a little bit, but the basically the old Eliza did the exact same thing. Basically, what it does is...
okay, I see.
Yeah, so Crimson Flare gets an extra 2 hits. This gets an extra some amount of hits. I don't know, but it hits... I think it's a 9 hit right now for a single target. Well, it is a small AoE, so like you can hit a group if they're clumped up. And then Meteor Rain, like I said, is the really big one, because that gives you like 4 extra small meteorites that I think each get multiple hits themselves. So like it's pretty sizable when you start raining in a whole bunch of the stuff. So... I don't know what it does for Big Bang. I assume it does something. So, like, if a future unit has Big Bang, it probably won't be as good as Eliza's, would be my guess. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's only 30 hits instead of 36 or something. I don't know. So, yeah. She's pretty great. I'm digging her a lot. Let me see what actual notes I had here for her, because I was going to talk on something. Yeah, what's up?
You'll use her as a mage as opposed to using her as physical DPS. Is that just because you're tired of physical DPS, or you have a mage that can actually do magic DPS?
Definitely, like, it's actually fun to play as a mage now, which is kind of cool. Like, the fact that all 3 of those spells that I talked about have their own uses. I mean, generally, right. You know, Meteor Rain and Big Bang have the same use, which is just obliterate the entire field. But then you can have a single target spell as well that does something for less MP, which is nice. But also, I mean, we have really good stuff for single wield, in the form of like the Godforge robe, and then like staffs in general are just really great in the game. So if I'm dual wielding, I found that maybe my magic isn't quite as consistent or something, or I just end up using my magic a lot too. And I found that my physical attacks weren't capping as much as I would want them to, at least not as easily as many other units. Like, I'm sure if I went in match Slayers and stuff, it would be fine. But, you know, I don't necessarily want to do that, especially when I could just have her magic capping all of the time. And also, I don't have any easy way to abuse her stuff. And I said before that, like, her skill animations are all super duper quick. So what it would be if she's like a hybrid or physical DPS and you don't have something like Honey Elixir to go with it is you could throw like Big Bang and then just unload like all the charges of one of her skill slots, and then like throw another Big Bang and then throw all of her charges of like her S2. You know, because it's so quick. But then you have to wait for those things to recharge now, unless you're killing things and have Post for Glory or something. So, like, sustain on her skills would never compete with somebody like Roy. So I feel like she needs her magic attacks to, like, keep up, unless you're abusing something like Honey Elixir. Because she dumps damage really quick. So, like, her burst is really insane if you're building for physical damage. But then after that, her physical attacks don't really have much, because you're just left waiting. You know? Whereas magic, you can just continually throw spells for an entire fight and just have a constant stream of damage coming in, or at least enough that it's like massive bursts of damage. And then also, like I said, of being able to queue up damage that happens like either while persisting magic is happening from an enemy, or queuing things up so that right when a damage threshold drops, they start getting peppered with damage. I just don't feel like you have that sort of impending doom on any sort of skills from a physical damage dealer, where like you can queue it up so that, you know, oh, I know they're coming out of this in 2 or 3 seconds, so I'm going to start throwing my skills now, and then all that damage that I'm queuing up is going to compile and fall down on them. Whereas for physical DPS, you just wait for it to go down, and then you can start initializing your damage. So It just feels like I can prep into my damage phases more, and then ultimately do more burst damage, which is kind of what I want in like multiplayer and stuff.
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
Again, I don't have her, so in terms of like actually using her, I can't really speak on that. But in the steps of like them trying to make magic DPS a thing now, or maybe obviously, you know, they still need to work on it if their goal is to like make magic DPS better than physical DPS, which I think, I mean, this is a step, right? They're taking a step in the direction to where maybe not necessarily magic is going to out DPS physical DPS, but it can, you know, bring DPS to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's closer.
But the thing that I'm seeing is I know she has meteor range, she's got burning strike, she's got crimson flare, and she's got her own big bang.
Yep.
But
very big.
So
bang.
let's say you there's a bunch of, you know, in multiplayer you've got like maybe 1 or 2 Elizas. My thing is, who's gonna be the one that casts big bang? Like, I don't know. I feel like it would take the fun. Oh, I have Eliza. I can go in there and big bang. Oh no, there's another Eliza. Now I gotta compete to see who casts it.
Yeah, absolutely. But then you're also competing with like the boss monster too, right? But that's the reason Meteorite is so pivotal to her working, because you can still spam meteor rain even while anybody else has the cast space. So if you start to cast and it doesn't instantly go off, you just cancel and then throw a couple of meteor rains instead. And it's just been seeming like it's been kind of inconsequential. And I think part of the thing with Magic and like why it's not super good is we've always relied on the big board-wide things to do all the damage, and the time to cast and hit counts and damage caps are just not big enough for it. But something like Meteor Rain, her making it a little bit better and then always capping on every single hit, made that like mid-tier spell feel really powerful. Like, I would bet it probably does 75% of the damage of what Big Bang does.
You know, I would hate to be in that fucking lobby just seeing meteor rain after meteor rain after meteor rain. Fuck that. Like, I understand, you know.
There's a lot of explosions on screen. Yes, there's a lot of red and yellow for sure.
Having the screen shake? My God.
Bro. Yeah. No, but again, like, it's a starting point. I can see what they were doing, and I think for what they presented with Eliza, I feel like they did a good job. Yeah, for sure. They did a great job. Is it going to out DPS physical DPS? No. But we're now at a point to where we have a mage that can do good DPS with magic DPS.
Yeah. And I think depending on who you put her against, I think that her magic absolutely out DPSs a lot of physical DPS. Like, I think that it does.
Really?
I think so.
Wait, say that again. You kind of broke up on that last part.
I said I think that with the damage that she does and how she stacks her things, I think against certain physical DPS units, I think that she probably out DPSs them with just magic.
Oh yeah.
With just magic.
Like who?
I mean, I'd have to go and actually do tests, but I think that in burst situations, I think that like if we could have percentage numbers on like how much you do to like a multiplayer boss, I almost guarantee on average I'm doing more damage with Eliza than I ever did with Roy. Like, because he's just so delayed on his attacks. He can keep the fuel up and it keeps going, but she just is a constant stream of damage. Like, I don't know. I feel like I hit the HP locks just super fast when she's in. Maybe it's not the case. I have to do some more testing, especially like without people on those things. But
I think you have Boba fever, bro.
She's not even posed well. She's not even posed well enough for me to have Boba fever. She's so much more conservative than her other art.
Boba, but I can say Booba.
Yeah,
bro. The sticker that we got is more revealing than her.
This is true, though. That sticker is fire. Like, no pun intended. It's really good.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but y'all see that little red snake in the corner?
Yeah.
It's all boobs. It's all boobs.
Yeah.
It's all boobs.
Yeah, red snake. What about the red snake?
Man, I just couldn't do it.
What are your thoughts, DK? Come on,
I couldn't
share.
do it, man.
Give us your hot take, DK. You were giving me hot takes before. Give me some hot takes.
I was,
This man's
man.
like, fuck Eliza.
No, man, because now I want to pull on her, and Zero's making
No,
it
don't do
harder.
it.
No, I know.
Zero, shut
I'm
up.
not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. But she.
Let me preface, I'm probably fucking wrong. I'm one dude that's just anecdotally giving you my thoughts. And she's felt far better than I thought she was going to. That doesn't mean that I'm right. I'm not tweaks over here, you know?
DK, don't worry about it. Just play Dragon Quest.
I'm playing Dragon Quest.
Now, it is worth noting, on a perfect account that has, like, everything, like, as some of you have probably seen, in the perfect scenario, you know, I'm sure you guys have seen Tweaks' videos. If anybody hasn't, he went on and accidentally demolished old records on killing Lambda with her.
He doesn't make it easier either. Like, okay, so my okay. Damn, she looks badass. Like, let's be real. Like, that sprite,
Yeah.
artwork.
Oh, dude, the sprite, hell yeah.
Sprite is on point.
Amazing.
Freaking nice, man.
It looks great.
And it is nice to see a sorcerer back. All I see is big sword, long sword. You know, like, it's all I see, right? So it's nice to see a sorcerer in play doing some shit, right? And that's why it is, and that's why I was kind of that's why I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, we know what's around the corner. Shit's gonna go down in the next next week or so, and then I'm gonna regret it. I'm gonna regret.
She'll be back.
Her.
Yeah, I mean, either way, she'll be back.
Here, guys.
And with the Annie coming, like, don't pull for her right now. Very worst case, if you want her, just wait till like the last week when we see what we're getting for the Annie.
Just hold out, bro. Just hold out.
You just wait. Just be patient. You know, you don't do what I do. I'm dumb. I rolled twice.
We do it for the podcast.
I rolled twice on the Gorm banner. Don't do what I do.
Oh God.
Oh Lord, you did do that.
I did do that.
Pull.
I did not.
No, I didn't. I did not pull on the Gorm banner. I pulled just a step up. So I guess that kind of counts, but I didn't. But so with that said, like, you know, she will be back. We all know this is what's gonna happen, right? This is LC's algorithm. A busted ass character is coming with the UR arc, right?
Probably.
And, like, yeah. So and it's who, bro? It could be anybody. It could be Lanceable, right? I mean, who knows, right?
Yeah.
You say busted unit, but remember Kyle. Kyle.
I was.
I don't think he. I was disappointed, bro.
Okay.
I was disappointed.
Like, let's be real here. Him in Arena for the first
he changed things in Arena.
He really
in Arena.
Yes. I didn't even want to play anymore. Like, it was that bad, right?
Yeah.
And then we got Roy, and Roy just like flicked him off the screen, right?
Bye.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So now, like, I don't know. I just feel like we're just out DPSing everything, and I'm kind of getting tired of it. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, it's getting old.
So, I definitely am looking forward to some different types of units. Like, I was also excited to see a mage, even though I wasn't expecting her for sure. Right. I'm looking forward to the next support. Supports are obviously the rarest thing that we have, but they're the most powerful and beneficial things.
That's true.
I'm fully expecting, with how good Tink is, we're almost guaranteed in like the next 3 to 6 months to get someone that directly power creeps Tink and gives us like a 6k cap that turns into an 8k something. A DOH version that I mark my words. She will get prepped.
Right. You're probably right, man. Honestly, like, the way this is rolling, we can almost anticipate everything that's gonna happen in the next couple months, at least till the end of the year, right? We have the 2.5, which we already kind of anticipate what's going to happen. Busted character, and then they're probably going to finish off with the collab before the end of the year. Yeah, and then we're going to have the New Year event, and then after that, we're going to get probably another busted ass collab.
Probably.
So, like, I mean, it's fine. It's a cool little algorithm that they have. I enjoy it. I just, personally, for me right now, I don't want any more characters. I want content. I need it. This game needs to survive by content, not by character. It's just that simple.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree 100% for sure. So I do want to touch just briefly on like the biggest flaws with Magic, and like I kind of talked a little bit about how she solves some, But, like, there's still global things that should be done that could raise everybody else up, and she would get definitely some benefit from it as well.
Like what?
So, biggest problem, first off, is recovery time and, like, how inconsistent it kind of is. So, like, some spells, after you cast it, you might have to sit for 4 seconds before you can do anything anymore. So you just wait. Like, your character is just completely innate, and you can't do anything. You can't use a minor magic spell. You can't use another support debuff or anything. You just sit there and wait. Some spells are really quick. Maybe it's only like a half a second, and then you're recovered out of it. But usually offensive magic, there's a big delay. And it would be really nice if there was a way to reduce it. I know I was talking to some people in Discord. I think I was probably talking with Tweaks a little bit too. It would be nice if they did something where cast speed was not only, the current system it is, but also pushes, like, your recovery time to an extent. So, like, say I said that Big Bang requires 80 to be instant cast. Well, maybe at 80 you can instant cast it, and then there's a second, maybe 2-second delay afterwards, because there would normally be like a 3 or a 4-second delay or something. And if you want to shave an extra 0.5 seconds or a whole second off of that recovery time to get into your next spell, you have to push her all the way up to 100 instead of just 80 or 70. So, like, you can still instant cast stuff, but being able to recover and go into more, you have to actually invest into that type of thing more than what you otherwise would. And, that could also be said for, like, say you're using Glass Record and you have your delay before you can use stuff after Glass Record or WAP or, whatever your support spells are. If you can go from 70 on instant cast and then go up to 100 and then take an extra half second off in between, you could get a lot more spells off more quickly if you chose to build yourself that way. So that's one of the things, is being able to stack spells with a quicker in-between cast time would be helpful. Not as bad as cast canceling was, and, like, not instantly having it, but having a way that you can cater your build to reduce that lag so that you can be more active and do more stuff. Another thing is a lot of the low-tier spells just really suck. Like, low and mid-tier spells are just bad, and she resolves them with her passive, which, like I said, old Eliza has, but, like, Burning Strike is not only good because, like, 9 hits isn't bad. That basically feels like a physical skill S1. Like, obviously not dual wield, but still, when she's hitting well over 30k, I think with the right setup, you could probably be closer to 50k on her cap. But when she has her multiplier so high that she's capping, it's a big thing. Whereas usually when you use those minor spells, you're hitting for, like, a few thousand. Whereas, like, you might be capping on Starverse with Lily, but if you try to use, like, Astral Ray or something, you might be doing like 2,000 or 3,000 damage, and it's only like a 2 hit. It's like a 2 or 3 hit count. So it's like using a minor spell. Ray. Yeah, like, there's no good minor spells for light or for, like, poison. Probably
Holy Bolt.
Okay. Well, yeah, but, like, that's a limited time one. So, like, Holy Bolt is there. Holy Bolt works, but not everybody has access to it. So, like, all the elements need, like, a low and mid tier spell that have decent hit counts and not horribly shit multipliers. Or units just need to be so busted like Eliza that they're just going to cap on those. Because even with her capping, it feels like there's an actual progression. Like, Burning Strike probably does, like, 15 to 25% of, like, what Big Bang does, which is, like, a really good amount for just, like, a minor, area spell. Meteor Rain is somewhere between, like, 50 and 75% of what Big Bang does, and Big Bang is obviously pretty crazy and big and flashy. But there's an obvious progression to, like, your mana cost, the time it takes to cast, and, like, how quickly you can get these attacks off, and it feels like it's an appropriate balance. Almost no other magic has that other than those limited time spells like Science and Holy Bolt and things like that. So we need spells to be better balanced on hit counts and stuff, and the scaling. In addition to not lagging super duper hard after you cast every spell. So I think those are the two biggest things in my opinion. Because you can make
I could definitely see that.
Yeah,
sure.
you can make people, throw out. You could basically have everything be instant cast and easily cap, and Astral Ray's still gonna suck. And Tornado Storm probably still gonna suck. Lightning Gauge probably really good actually. Like Lightning Gauge on a good Thunder Mage, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that was the GOAT back then.
Yeah, dude, Lightning Gauge would be the equivalent to Meteor Storm if it was like capping all the time and you had a high hit count or a high cap. That would be pretty good. Yeah, so that's the main things that I see for Magic, that it really needs to kind of compete with physical DPS. So
I wonder if anybody's actually going to use Magic in multiplayer. Like,
assuming they have Eliza.
Yeah, exactly. But most likely they're just going to DPS, man. Like, so at the end of the day, we're still playing with the physical DPS Eliza. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've seen people doing it, but I will say I've seen a lot of Elizas that don't seem like they're doing much. So, like, I don't know why.
More of the user.
I guess, but like, I don't know.
Damn autoers.
No, don't sugarcoat it. Don't sugarcoat it.
It could be just people being on auto and stuff. But
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
is.
It seems like sometimes if somebody else does take over a big bang and I can't do it, I could start throwing meteor rains. I notice significantly more damage from my meteor rains than their big bangs. Sometimes.
It's all good. Roy's still gonna take it. Like, you're just gonna see that. Yeah, like you go ahead and load up your big bang, bro. Roy's just gonna.
Yeah, I mean, for clearing mobs, I don't even attack with Eliza, because one, I'm going to waste people's times with a big bang, making them waste an extra second. But also, if there's a Roy in the party, I want him getting the kill so he can get his stacks, so that in the boss wave, he's stronger. Like, that's just
nice hero.
That's teamwork.
Roy already superior. Come on.
You're right. For speed mob clearing, he's the GOAT. I'll give him that.
This is great. This is gonna be a great filler for people who weren't able to get Roy. So that's why.
Oh, totally. If you need a fire DPS, like at all,
she's gonna be it.
Yeah, for sure.
She's gonna be like a 9 out of 10 on that shit.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Also, just some things to note, just for people that are working on building her. Some arc choices. I mean, there's some obvious things, I guess, as far as, like, usually you can just sort of sort for int and see what kind of crap we have going on. You know, if you want to one-shot things, Luke Mech has always been the best. If you happen to have Roy's arc, it's just up fire damage, I believe, so that's pretty good. I really like Starry Calamity. She doesn't come with aura at all. This just gives you auto aura. And then, based on their remaining HP, you get a flat increase. And then also for each debuff, you get a bunch of magic damage. So if you're not capping already, it can really help you to cap. There's a lot of MP, there's a lot of int. And between her anima, and if you want to stack debuffs, which I didn't actually touch on that, I was going to, but... So her anima, minus 20. Basic weak, minus 20. Her ult, minus 20 to fire res. And then Earth Circle, minus 20. Just her alone can give minus 80. That's pretty good. Like, nobody else can really do that.
So rad, bro. I love that arc. Look how cool that arc is.
Yeah, it does look really good. And it's fitting for her.
Move on to the arc?
Yeah, I love that arc, man. Like, the fire just kind of hit the village. Like, oh my god, poor people.
And as a side note for people, if you're having trouble capping, this arc also gives you her best in slot ether reward. Hey! Lots of MP, lots of mind, and lots of fire magic damage. Yay. And
so,
then,
question real quick, Zero.
Yeah.
What are you capping at with stock? Like,
on a skill or on magic?
I'm guessing they're not, but they're gonna be different, right?
Yes, her magic is much higher cap.
What is her physical DPS on cap?
It's 9, isn't it?
I don't know the exact number.
Pretty sure it's 9.
I think that she gets over 20.
Over 20?
I think well, I mean, maybe part of it is when you're running like Tink and all that sort of stuff, but I'm pretty sure you get over 20 on her physical.
Innate cap?
I thought so. Let's take a peek. We could probably take a peek.
Her Regnant of Fire.
What?
No, listen, Regnant of Fire. Fire damage plus 20% damage cap plus 4,000. Okay, so that's 4,000. Her Synchronized Blaze, 3,000. So that's 7,000. Fire attack raise, 2,000. That's 9,000.
That's 9? Okay, so that's all she's got? Hold on. I thought she had...
That's all she gets.
And that's physical, right?
Physical, yes. Just physical.
And then plus Kagasuchi,
okay, cool.
Add another 3, and then...
yeah.
A couple other things. Okay, so her magic is going to be her primary big BP damage. Like,
well, I mean, unless you have, like I said, an optimal setup. Like, if you have all the things in the game, she has the highest physical damage in the game. But almost nobody can do that, I think. So I don't think that it's that worth talking about overall. Like, yeah, the potential is there, but not many people can do it. Whereas with magic, I think it's much more accessible. You get her a good weapon. You can get the Godforge armor, like I had said. So that's pretty good. Also, in regards to the resistance dropping that I was talking about, she... If you have Gen, that turns the 20 from weak over to a minus 35, hitting 95 minus to fire, which is pretty crazy. And then if you wanted to push even further beyond, you could, and you were having trouble with damage, you could run a, DeGrogue or Logia as an ailment support. You can give her Terror Mouth.
Rot.
And then you can rot people for an extra minus and get her below 100. Like, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I'm not going to rely on an ult to drop the stuff, but still, the fact that it's there and she can hit that high is pretty insane. And just minus 80 on her own is just crazy. But like I said, just with how big her multipliers are, and none of her damage relies on things specifically being weak, like Roy does, because Roy gets like weak point boost and he gets extra pursuits when they're weak. She's still going to at least be capping when she's against things that are at least a little bit resistance. Like 20-30 res, she's probably not going to have much of a problem, unless their mine's through the roof. Or they're just immune to magic, of course, because that's a big problem. But, you know, physical has a problem with that too. So, yeah. I believe her magic, if you ever set up right, gets over 50k.
Oh, shit.
So,
nice.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't. Matter? Yeah. I mean, no. I don't even think you need Lily Matter for that.
So we're talking about an extra like 10k on top of that 50 possibly.
I think so, because I don't think that like I don't think in Tweak's videos I don't think he was using Lily Matter. I'd have to look.
Sure
maybe he was.
Pablo.
Maybe it was. So maybe it's more like 40, and then it can get up to 50.
Oh, good. Still good.
Either way, yeah, it's still pretty crazy. I was around 30, but she's also not fully built on mine.
Interesting.
And it was feeling real good.
I wonder if she's gonna be in 2.5. I'm so curious. If they do the, you know what? Honestly, if they do the $100 UR and she's in there, I might do it just to see what character I get, because I am missing quite a bit of DOH. Because my boy Devon's still missing. I need him.
What?
I still need my boy Devon. I don't care how old he is. I still want him. Okay?
Hey, man. I used him. He's good. I approve.
All right, I'm gonna try sharing this. There we go. Do we have a screen? Yeah. All right, cool. So other updates that we got in addition to Eliza. We're good on Eliza, right? Any other questions, comments, rude remarks?
Rude remarks.
Sorry, yeah, sorry. That's a phrase one of my physics teachers used to use, and I stole it because I absolutely love it. Anybody have questions, comments, rude remarks? Yeah.
I have Jawline's Discord open right now. These guys are going ham on her right now. It's so fun.
Wait, oh, nice. Just like picking on her and shit.
Yeah, man. I guess they're watching the podcast too.
Oh, okay, cool.
You're also talking it here. Like, don't you do it, DK.
Oh. I've had my chat hidden, so I haven't caught up on it. So let me read through some of the stuff. If you guys have anything you wanted to talk about as well.
That's just his way of saying he's ignoring you guys. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here.
Like I said, I don't really have her. I can't really say much on like her performance on paper, so I'll just take what Zero has to say
with a grain of salt.
Go with that.
I trust Zero.
Smallest grain of salt.
I give him a little bit more than that. I trust Zero. I don't trust. He's just a little excited because I know he has the original Eliza too, right? So I see that, and I don't think I don't see that.
Yeah,
Zero, right?
I have her, but the only thing I used her for is the trainer things in case eventually a shift maybe came out and I maybe got her. So I teach all the older units that I have that I'm not going to use, just random shit. So like when I got her in like 5 minutes, I had a full ADSC build because I just already had random shit taught to Eliza. So it was fine, you know?
Yeah, I think she's a really good unit. I got to keep my composure, right? I'm not bad mouthing her.
Just chill.
Anyway,
it's not a collab. She's fine. She's here for good.
Y'all are good to go. If anybody pulls her, they did. Congratulations, you pulled an amazing unit. It's not like Gorm, 2 weeks ago where I had a really big opinion about that guy. This tick is something else. So, congrats on you guys who did pull her, because y'all gonna have a lot of fun. I trust Zero's ideas. They work. Tweaks has showed some really good shit too. So yeah, man, you guys have a blast. You're gonna have fun with the anniversary. So
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Yes.
Somebody mentioned how just magic in general is just a pain in the ass to balance. Like before, it used to be super Omega OP because it was time stop, which, you know, was pretty crazy. And then as soon as they removed it, it became the worst thing in the game.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, we don't want it to be as crazy as it was before, necessarily, because that's just broken. But, yeah, there's definitely things that they can do, and I think that if they continue down this path, they take the things that are working for Eliza and implement them across the board, and then, like, start releasing units and maybe even buffing some units with some of this sort of mentality. For, like, Raising Cat, maybe having extra augments for specific spells to give them extra hits or, like, change them versatilely somehow. Like, if they made the right moves, we could definitely move to where magic competes or even exceeds past physical. But they have to make some big moves to make that happen. Let's see here. And then we also have a question. Does her anima increase her damage more than Lug's anima? I didn't test because I don't have Lug, but I say that's almost guaranteed. Because, like, yeah, you can fight against mind, but in general, if you just have, like, a 20% increase to your damage, it's pretty good. Because it is just a flat amount. So, yeah, I think almost certainly hers is going to be more impactful than Lug's. I think Lug's biggest advantage is, like, in Arena or something where it actually cuts everybody's healing, you know, by 50% or whatever. So, magic, I feel her anima would be better since you can lower the enemy's resistance towards fire and light. So you can proc weak point boost and those type of things have lower resistance. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And it's also worth noting in general that because it also is light, it enables light, you know, support units as well. So, like, obviously it's there because she's partnered up with Roland. So Roland being able to hit weak point boost is much better. So you can have Holy Circle and weak and her anima for a -60 with nothing else required. Because we don't have a light resistance down as far as I know in the game right now. Like how she has a fire down, there's an ice down, there's not one for light. Yeah, so there's not a light. So she's the only way to get a -60 other than using Rot right now for light. So Roland,
really good,
A2.
Really good, man.
Yeah, so
and also
it's good.
It's light circle, not no, shadow circle. Not
Yeah,
holy circle.
yeah, shadow circle, not dark circle.
Get it right, sir.
That's okay. They'll change it when they get everything back together. Just like flame to fire. Shadow's gonna all become dark.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what Zero's brain looks like? All those neurons firing off, man. You know, sometimes he might slip up a little bit, right?
Yeah, that's right. We gotta look out for him.
Yeah, you gotta keep me in check. We got another question here, which I'm sure we were going to talk about anyway, but what do we think the 2.5 anniversary unit will be?
Ooh, what is it going to be?
I mean, that's a fun topic.
It is a fun topic.
If I had to take a guess, just because MiHoYo likes to print money, they're gonna want somebody oh god, sorry. I was recently watching a bunch of stuff because I was raging about Genshin. So I'm sorry. Adis also loves to print money, and the best way to do that usually, even though we don't need it, is more big PP damage characters. So I'm expecting a UR to cover one of the other elements.
Oh yeah,
maybe
sure, UR. No doubt.
I mean, in regards to like the cap raises, so like maybe we'll finally get the Earth cap raise, and then just somebody insane to go with that does damage and probably does a hybrid of something else, whether it's like debuffing like Lilibet or tanking like, you know, somebody else like Kyle, you know.
What more could they possibly introduce at this point in terms of fucking DPS?
I mean, they keep doing it. It's just some sort of a shift, you know? Whether it's conditional things, but just smarter than Goroth. You know, conditional cap raises, cheaty ways to get out your skills. Like we've talked about before, like, you know, alchemy's really busted, but any other way to be able to cheat out your skills could be something else too. Jawline mentioned earlier when we were talking, what if we could leech HP and be even more broken than alchemy? There's another thing, like maybe somebody has an ult that charges relatively quick and it gives you 10 seconds of being able to use skills without having a skill charge. So you just become super Omega God mode. kind of similar to like Lukiel's ult, where, you know, she gets the time stop, she gets super recharge on her skills, but this would just be you don't have a recharge, you just could just spam all your S3s or S2s or whatever they're busted with, you know? So I don't know. It's going to be some big PP damage thing that comes with a big, cool UR arc. I would like it to be a crazy busted support, like how we've gotten Emtheria before. But for the anniversary, I don't think we're getting a support. No, because supports are not hype, I guess. For me, they are. I'm more excited for supports than anything else, but...
I mean, I was hyped about Tinky.
Yeah, but, you know... And that's why, though, we haven't gotten a new support in a long time, so getting that new Tink was really great.
Mm-hmm. So there could be... It's probably going to be an Ice UR. We haven't had one yet. So
we don't have Ice, we don't have Earth, we don't have Light.
Yeah, so I think
Giovanna doesn't count.
Yeah, that was why it doesn't count. But he did say Chancellor Sheeta, so I don't know if they would probably do that just because we're the new... So the anniversary is probably going to come with the new story. Or the next part of the story. So the next character is going to be story based from there, just like the way. Oh God, what was her name?
Leona,
right? So it's going to be probably going to be something. From
I already forgot about her.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I literally just awakened Sixer right now on screen while I was talking to you guys. So I don't know how to brain fart.
Nice.
But yeah, I think it's going to be most likely somebody from the new era of the story, and definitely I'm really hoping for ICUR just because I want to use Maddie and give her extra cap and stuff like that. It'd be really nice, but yeah, but I don't know. I'm just as it's really hard at this point to figure out what's gonna happen for a new character because I frankly don't know anymore. Yeah, and at the end of the day, I just kind of don't need any more right now.
Yeah. So somebody just posted in chat as well that what we really need is quality of life and like that skill CP rebalance that they've talked about. We really do. Like, I would absolutely take. What's that?
I said a rebalance of what skill though?
Just miscellaneous skills that are underutilized because they're just too damn expensive. So, for instance, determination is just really bad compared to like every other thing that saves your life. Like for 9, it just like gives you like 10% HP and you can still easily die from it if you keep taking hits. Whereas like awake,
did they reduce it already?
No, they didn't do any of that. They
talk attack raises right now are still 11. And that's just way too expensive for 20%.
And attack raise 2 is 15.
15, yeah.
Like
auto haste
30%.
14 or 15. Like it's insane how much these cost.
Yeah, fuck all those. You kidding me?
Yeah. Well, that's
Bro,
the point.
I could get more than 30% with 15 SC.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like the only time it's relevant is if you have like a super hybrid unit. Like if you have magic damage that's really good and physical damage and you want your ult to be really good, getting that amount of damage in all those areas is not necessarily easy. Like it's 11 for high drive, which gives it to 2 of those, physical and special. But then the magic to get an extra 30% for only 4 more, it's really good. But almost nobody wants to specialize in all those areas. But also those raises help your UR damage too. So like if it's on a fire unit and you have the fire UR, but like again, niche cases. So
very niche.
it's very rare that it's ever going to be worth that amount of points to use those things.
I was playing with Bailey the other day, and I wanted some extra, boosts, and I was like, well, I already have as many boosts as I possibly can, right? So I went ahead and went to like the non-attribute raise, and dude, it's 11. I was like, well, for 20%, I'm not paying 11 SC. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
That's luxury, cuz. That's luxury.
It's insane.
Crazy. I can literally get that from accessory. Like what? No.
Yeah, I know.
No. So yeah, like now then 2021 LC. That should probably cost about 7 to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, like easily 7 to 8. I would be fine with that, but 11.
It's 11, right? Yeah.
11, dude. It's pretty wild.
It's pretty crazy.
And auto haste. Have you guys ever looked at auto haste? Auto haste is like 14.
14.
Yeah.
14.
Well, and I've talked to people that like standardize it and put it on every build, and I'm like, how?
What?
You can just run pose for glory or a skill charge, and it'll do way more.
Crazy.
Like. Plus 25 is just bad. You could just spend 2 and give them the haste spell and cast it on yourself every 40 seconds.
Yeah.
If you really care that much, you know?
That involves too much manual, my friend. Too much manual.
Oh man. Anyway, so yeah, we got a new event for her. Cool. We can go and fight some stuff. The main thing that's interesting is if you do the final fight on hard, you get some tickets. You can use those tickets to do a special thing. And on the completion of each of those, you get 1% ether progress. So it's just nice guaranteed
cool.
ether.
Yeah.
So
It's nice.
it can help people. It's still really grindy though. I think that it costs you 4 event orbs. And if you use Beast Hunter to get your guaranteed steal, I think it's 24 tickets, and it takes 30 tickets per run. So 30 tickets for plus. So like,
You need 3,000 tickets to get an arc to max from 0 to 100.
well, yeah, and like all the time in the world. So like, it's probably not going to happen. But
Also,
No,
that.
I don't
yeah.
got the time.
it's still a lot of time saving though. So like, if you're in doing it already, you're already doing the event to get the other bonuses and stuff. Like, it's some nice stuff for some people. Or like
It's
me.
a nice break though from the fucking 2 events that we had prior to this.
Oh
Pretty
yeah,
slow.
they were pretty crazy.
Yeah.
We got some new equipment, so we can take a peek at those. New stamp, which is one of my favorites. I'm here, grunts.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I love it. Pretty great.
I don't know if you guys have seen that edited. I'm here, bitches. That's
Oh, I didn't see it, but I heard about it. I love it. That's great. I'm gonna have to put that as an emote in the Discord, and we're just gonna have to throw that in there. Yeah, let's get it. All right. So we have our free-to-play pity banners are here, which is pretty great. This is something that people wait for like all year. Not necessarily the unit one, because unfortunately this is not DOH like the first time we got it.
Yeah.
So this is a hard skip.
Ignore this page entirely.
This
Do not
shouldn't
mess
be a
with it.
thing. Now, I would say maybe there's an argument to be made if they made this be 15k, just like the
No.
arcs. Maybe, but even then, no, just
No.
don't.
Skip this. Don't even touch it.
Yeah, but arcs. There's a lot of people that maybe either didn't re-roll for something, or have even been playing for like a year and a half. Maybe they're still missing Sandworm, still missing Catalina, and like it's really making them struggle now at endgame. Just spend 15k, you get it.
But is it like? I mean, is it really with what units we have these days? Is it really that bad? Sure.
It is not. I don't think that it's that bad, but there are some things that are really big. I know, like, Buddha used his to get Bell Tower, which is the only source of skill charge 3, which is huge in Arena, and then also just nice to have in PvE for certain things.
Yeah.
Not if you have Ren's
and-
arc.
Another standout one I found just from when I was reviewing somebody's account is the St. Marius arc. Surprisingly offers a good amount with, like, the skills on it. Weak point boost, Dusk, if you happen to want it, Mimicry Stone, which you need for helping out your final tour stage. So, like, as you get further into the game, like, making your tours more and more worth, getting Mimicry Stone is really nice. And it's got Curse Nil on it, too, which is also for that final
That's actually really good.
tour
yeah.
stage. And then its Ether reward is the Earth one that makes all your Earth damage, like, do more, and then heal you, like, have a chance to
5%
heal you,
more.
too. Which is usually kind of negligible, I found, on physical DPS, but on, like, Robila, it just keeps her topped up while she's using Nether Tempest. Just all the time. She's constantly healing. In addition to whatever passive she already has going on. But, yeah, so if you happen to need an arc, you can do it. I would say, if your account needs it, it is super duper valuable. If you don't absolutely need it, hard skip this, because it is technically kind of bait. We do have Annie coming up. There's going to be something good coming up. So unless you absolutely need something, don't do it. Like, I really want Mindscape. I'm not going to do it. It's not worth my 15k. It's just not.
In my opinion, the only reason you should be pulling is if you don't have Caldina or Sandworm. A lot of people have argued Icy Guardian, but Icy Guardian is not game breaking like dual wield or Trishula.
True.
So I would only tell you if you don't have Caldina and or Sandworm, you should pull. But if you if you're missing either one of those, pull. If you're not missing, do not pull.
Yeah.
Save your gems.
But at the same time, like, if somebody's account doesn't even need those, like, they could probably wait as well. Like, I talked to some people who just started fresh accounts, and they're just using, like, I think A2, 2B, and Theria. you don't.
Oh yeah,
you don't you don't
See,
really
that's
need
a
them.
different scenario.
Exactly, but that's what I mean. Like, it's not an automatic. If you don't have them, you should pull. Most of the time, you should. But if you don't really need the things, you could just wait to get those arcs and then just save your gems for the Annie. So yeah, like everything else in LC, it all requires context. Story of this game.
It's so hard with everyone's account being different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it really is.
But in general, I agree. Sandworm, Catalina. Most people, if you don't have it at this point, you should try to get it. All right, so we've got some unit buffs. I mean, kind of buffs.
Damn, John.
Yeah.
Fuck them buffs. You kidding me?
God damn.
Yeah. So,
hey, Ray, bro. Leave go real low, bro.
So a couple
I ain't
things.
gonna sugarcoat it.
I did have to eat my words a bit because I was talking to some people. I don't know if it was in Discord or I said on the podcast. I was pretty confident they were going to have like probably BB Shin, maybe Lukiel, Logia coming up next. Like they were pretty much due and in line for coming in. And they're like, nah, fuck that. We're just going to skip months and months ahead and we're just going to give E5 to these other units that are kind of okay still. So okay,
it's just a pattern. What the hell? No, it's just a pattern. Like they did general, and now they're doing DOH, and then next time it's gonna be general. Just
okay. I guess I didn't pay that attention to it.
Logia better be next.
Logia will be. I think Logia will be anniversary, guys.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. So
keep your bobas in place, okay?
I know a lot of people were disappointed with these buffs. I sort of expected it myself, which is like. They didn't get a bunch of stuff like old units did. They just got 5-star enhance and like level 4 of all their stuff, basically. You know? Which, helps some of the units out. Ray gets an extra 3k to his cap. Neat. Extra damage, extra recovery compared to what he was before. I don't have him, but I think it was like 40 or 50% before. Fine. Cool. I think that his reduction from humans, gods, and dragons was only at like 15 or 20% before. I don't know for sure, but I don't think it was 25. So like 25% minus to these types is actually pretty good. And I've been seeing more and more people running Ray lately. So it seems like he's kind of starting to come back to at least Arena a little bit more. Maybe buffs have to do with it. I don't know. But Lily got a little bit more of a cap raise. A little bit better damage conversion.
They did her dirty.
Cool. Her break stuff got better. I still have never noticed her doing any break damage at all, so I still don't fucking understand it. Like, why?
Better.
Why does
a man said better?
I don't get it. It's weird.
A magic breaker.
They did her so dirty, bro.
Yeah. So
man.
then we also have this increased skill power, like all of her skills. Before, I felt like there was like a 0.1x multiplier on all her skills. Like no matter how much you built her to do physical DPS, you couldn't do any damage at all, period, with her. And it was so bad. So if you wanted to throw up like a Starburst and then just pepper in some abilities to just do some damage while you wait, it wouldn't do anything at all. It was just nightmarishly bad. I did go in and test a little bit after the change, and like it does damage now. Like I could see her actually like hitting cap. She doesn't have a big cap. It's only the standard like 10k because everything is on magic for her passives and stuff. But if you just want to throw abilities now to just do a little extra damage, you can actually do that, and it will work, and it will actually do something now, which is decently nice. So it's not completely useless. If there's just like a couple of weak things, you can throw some of her abilities across the map and kill them. So not bad. It actually feels a little bit like Eliza's skills, a little bit weaker, but like if you just have her built purely for magic, Eliza, and then she just does some physical and throws them out to just kill stuff, it's just some extra chip damage that is enough to kill some stuff. So it's not as awful as it was, but we'll see down below. But they also buffed a couple specific magic spells with some cap increases. So Starburst was one of them, so it got an extra 2k cap raise as well. So her previous was 12, and this bumps it up to 16, so it's a 33% ceiling increase on her damage, which is actually pretty okay since it was one of the higher damaging spells anyway. So considering she's really good in phase 2 of the occult fight, she's going to be even better now. So that's something, I guess. Not outrageous, but yeah, it's fine. Cyber Slayer Alice, yeah, similar treatment. All the stuff just got a little bit better. She did get a cap increase. She didn't have one before, so going up to 2,000. I know people were probably hoping for more. I don't have her, but
shafted, bro.
Yeah. I've heard her hit counts and animations are like really, really quick though. So like I'd imagine a 20% increase probably still feels pretty good. But
would have been the decent. Like 2K is kind of like they kind of shit on the buff a little bit.
They're just
Let's be real.
They just kind of tickled your balls a bit and
essentially
left you a little angsty. So rude.
The user though, like she's still a solid unit. Like I just wanted the buff. I wanted more.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I guess she's going to continue to just be that special damage unit.
Yes.
Like really she still does that better than everybody else in the game. Like she is the ultimate. So like, cool. And then the other guy.
Hey man, don't be disrespecting him. What the hell? You better go over his buff. What the fuck?
Really? Do you like?
What you mean?
Do you like Hobgobble?
Bro, you better leave him alone.
Oh God.
Quite literally, he's a beast.
Oh, dude.
But wait, hold on. Going back on Alice, she did get a special damage cap too.
She already had it, so it went up. I think it went from probably like 15 to 17.
Yeah.
So she got a little bit extra there, which is cool.
That's OP.
OP. It's great. Yeah. So I guess Hobgobble got a bunch of passives. Cool. They want him to be wearing armor and an axe, I suppose. And they gave him
best breaker.
Best breaker in the game.
He's what's that? He's a breaker.
He's the new best breaker.
Best breaker in the game.
I assume you're kidding? I see absolutely nothing to imply breaker, but yeah, all right, cool. And then
roll on the south adds another.
Guy's got axe high boost. What do you mean?
Yay!
Clearly the best breaker.
Nailed it.
The Mohawk.
Plus he's neutral element. OP. Nailed it. Yeah, and then he's got like a super pose for whatever the fuck that is.
Pose of glory.
Yeah.
Victory.
You get it. Yeah. I almost
that is.
I never use victory. I always use the other two. So I just use glory and honor. So
I never use victory. They use a better character.
Yeah. Various improvements. We finally got fast tours, so awesome. I'm glad we finally got it.
Jesus.
I've been ignoring them so much because it's just like I have it, but it's so tedious to take like 5 minutes to go through and click through everything. So yeah, now you can just complete it all, collect your rewards. It feels wonderful. Awesome. Here's the miscellaneous cap raises. Black Hole, Another Tempest, Starverse got a bit better. Absolute Zero got a 5k cap. I've never used it, so I don't know how good or bad it is, but yeah. So taking small baby steps towards just helping Magic be a little better.
That's Sekis's, right?
Yeah, his ice.
Oh shit, I gotta try that out.
Yeah,
I haven't even used it.
So it's got
never used it.
Extra 5k cap now. So
ooh.
Yeah, so extra little bit of stuff.
That's a nice section. That's a nice little section they added this time. They didn't do that before. So
yeah,
that's wait, you know what, guys? That's pretty interesting. Like they're actually, and it's like you're getting buffs, but they're actually buffing like characters for the future. I don't know.
Yeah, there's some potential there.
Cool. Man, so yes, great.
So hopefully it continues. Like I would love if we start seeing some update notes where they're like updated Tornado Storm from 5 hits to 10 hits. You know, start just having incremental things like that, or like, you know, increase the AOE on this particular thing for, you know, like let's start seeing some interesting tuning happening. So I like the precedents that it potentially sets, but we'll see how it goes. Somebody in chat, we have any hypothesis on new story arc? If either of you wants to go, well, basically DK, if you want to go into it, because I know me and Jawline, we don't really do story.
I fucking skip everything.
God, I hate you, man. He's doing it on Dragon Quest 2, bro.
You think I'm gonna read a video game?
Nah, hey, man, quit autoing shit, all right? Hey, all right, what was that? Any hypothesis the new story arc? You know, honestly, it's just gonna start where it left off. I mean, I can't really go there because it's spoiling for people who haven't beaten it. Because I mean, we have a bunch of new players probably, and I don't know. So if you played the story, it's gonna start right where it left off. You know, he gets to the city, and then we're gonna find out what happens. But I think that's where we're gonna see the new character at. Is probably the introduction there. Or hell, you know, they might just bring shift DOH. I don't know. It could be Lanceville. It could be Devon. It definitely won't be a hero. So it could be someone of the what is it the 10 guys? What do they call that? The 10 Silver Society, right? It could be
Yeah.
dude. It could be shift. Where's the farmer? Zakes. I mean, it really could be it could be two people like they did with Baron and Rabala, and that's kind of like what I think they're more leaning towards is maybe a 2 character pool, like
It could be.
Yeah. Yeah. It could be one shift unit and one from the story, right? At this point, we really don't know what they're gonna do with the unit. And as far as story, like I said, it's probably just gonna continue where it left off. Don't want to spoil what the story was, even though it wasn't a lot, but still. I feel like the story is not even. It probably won't pick up till probably the next update. I feel like we're still in that. We're probably gonna get into a filler episode.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna meet people. We're gonna see new faces, and then it's gonna end right cliffhanger, and then we're gonna see like the real shit go down like on the next update.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to hitting skip a bunch of times till I can see some new cool pixel art.
Hell yeah.
That's what I do.
Hell yeah.
RPG.
That's what I'm
people
looking
skip
forward
it.
to.
And y'all are older. Y'all on the older side, right? So you played like Final Fantasy, like Star Ocean. Y'all read that shit, right? Y'all didn't.
I did.
Man, bold of you to assume I did.
Yeah.
Wait, you just got done playing Tales of Arise. Did you read any of that?
Hell no.
Oh my, yo, cut this damn.
Bro, I'm here to play a game. I'm here to play a game, not read no fucking anime.
That's crazy, man. Oh
Oh
lord.
man, we getting into it now.
I didn't even think about that. I was like, wait, we're making a big old deal about reading, but he just literally played one of my opinion, one of the coolest RPGs out right now, right? And there's a lot of reading in that. This man skipped everything.
Yeah, well, put less reading in it. So for me, what I really love, like the best way if somebody wants to give me a story is they need to do like what was in like BioShock. It's one of the best iterations where you have these audiobooks laying around. You pick it up, you go play the game, and a nice voice actor tells you a story through like the perspective of a person. Like they're talking about like, just recording of interactions with someone or some fight or whatever. And you piece together everything over time. Or like Fallout or whatever it might be. Like just picking up things, give you the story while you're playing the game. Don't make you stop playing to read for 5 minutes, consume it, remember that, and then like read again later.
ASMR?
I'm just old school.
Like
man.
I just, yeah, I don't have time to read a book, so I'm not gonna do it while I'm gaming.
I'll whisper sweets to you.
Sounds
that's
great.
what it takes.
If it's a good story, I'll take it. I'll take a good audiobook any day.
See, Edgar Vegas, the guy that's asking about the story, he actually probably reads everything. I hope he does because he's asking about the new story arc, so therefore he cares about the story. So
yeah.
Fun
stuff. But yeah, I when I was littler, my exposure to games was a bit more limited. So like I didn't play a whole lot of the different stuff, and I'm not super old. I'm like 28 or 29, something like that. So like I'm not super old.
Oh, we were around during like where the phase where voice acting wasn't there, right? If you wanted to like play a game, it was that's why I think it's why I like Lost Class so much, because like it feels real old, and like that old feeling, the natural feeling of like an old RPG.
I think for me, I was on like Mario and Duck Hunt, shit like that, and then like I skipped over first-person shooters because I didn't have much like availability for them, and like the first game I ever got that was like mine was Banjo-Kazooie, and that shit was like crazy.
Classic,
and like I probably read some of that with like their top tier voice acting.
Hell yeah.
Like, it was pretty good, but like it added character to them as well. So, but also like it was kind of sort of a kid friendly game. So like I don't think there was that much reading. It was just like little dialogue snippets here and there. It was not really for kids though. Like that was definitely a hard game.
No.
Oh, magic already started. He said like 28 ? Damn.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. Like after you're 21, like who cares anymore? Like your age doesn't matter for anything.
The hype disappears after 21.
Yeah, like my age literally doesn't matter. So like I could do the math and go back to when my birthday is and whatever, but like who the fuck cares, So you can just date me by like the music I listened to in high school and the games that I played.
Answer me this, Zero. Did you have a pet dinosaur? Because it kind of sounds like you did.
A pet dinosaur? No, I didn't have a pet dinosaur.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I assumed that was like a toy from that era that I just wasn't a part of. But I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. I'm out of the loop. Yeah, fun stuff. All right. I suppose we could talk about it since that's what we do for units and stuff, so why not? One, we've got the event equipment, and then I'll look at Eliza's paid as well. We've got a dress fur, so for, fresh players, you can have a really nice robe to just make her fire magic better. Makes her silence nil, gives her some fire ups. Sweet. High heels, this is kind of nice for women only. We get an alternative to speed shoes, which is sweet. It also gives the sun resist. It gives you some MP and int, similar. I hope that this is +2, just like speed boots, not just +1, or it's really sad. But still, even if it is +1 with some decent stats and resistance, like that's really good for a new player to pick up and just have access to. So I dig it. And then, click the wrong one. And then her actual page, she has a dress, fire attack cap up. So this is going to be for physical and magic and alt.
And it's good.
Like, fine. It's got a lot of int. Fine. It's not crazy. The Godforge robe is just going to be better for you. It's got continuous high... continuous high protection. That's not going to save her. She's still too squishy. She's still going to die. You can just give it to her for 7 if you really want it. But it's not going to save her. Reduced chance to take criticals. Neat, I guess. And then, again, silence, resist. I think this is a pretty poopy paid. Like, it's fine. It is just fine. I don't think this is special in the slightest. If you really want to boost her magic damage and stuff, like this 1,000 cap isn't going to matter. Make the Godforge robe. It's just better, in my opinion. So that's my take on that. These shoes...
Just facts, my friend.
So these shoes bothered me when I first saw them before I used Eliza. So this is just... like... a cultist pendant on crack. Like it takes what I thought was a necessary item and pushes it to be hyper best in slot. So I was like, this is super pushing paid, and I didn't like it. So gives you a bunch of MP, gives you some int. Cultist pendant level casting speed, so +30, making her a +100 by equipping this accessory. Continuous aura, which I already said she has no aura effect, so that saves you 7 more SC. Boost movement speed. I hope that's only a +1, not a +2. But that's at least 4 to 8 SC, depending on how much it goes up. Stun and illness nil as well.
That's pretty cool.
Or resist. So, like, that's, like, well over 20 SC of value on one thing. Like, on an accessory. Like, that's pretty crazy. Now, the reason I'm no longer as mad about it is, like I said, she has 70 cast speed in her kit, and it only takes 80 for Big Bang. So, like... It's not as mandatory. I thought Cultist Pendant was an automatic takes up her slot, at which case this is automatically you really want this because this is just so much better than Cultist Pendant. But she doesn't really need it, so you could just use other shit for your accessories. And if you really want to, you could just use like Radstone or Cultist Pendant or something. So like, if somebody is already paying money, get this over the robe. Don't go out of your way to get it because I'm just against that. But yeah, that's my personal
over the robe for sure. I usually can get one paid.
Yeah,
if I could get one.
I don't think I've ever spent enough. I don't think I've ever spent enough to get any paid. But I was definitely tempted just because. But after playing with her, I definitely don't need them, so I'm not too worried about it.
I don't think I have any paid.
What?
No, I was just thinking to myself, I don't know if I have any paid at all.
So wait, Zero. So knowing that you, I guess that is really tough to do. Like you were able to get the character. So with that 10 just sitting there, you wouldn't want to spend the extra
Yeah, I mean that's it's like an extra $20 or something. I think probably. So
so paid is probably what 30. But it's
like 30, 40, 50.
30. Yeah, it'd be like $34 to get that.
Yeah. But again, like it's one of those things where I've already been gushing about like how good she is and how awesome she feels. This isn't going to change that.
Yeah.
Like not much other than like, yeah, these would never come off of her if I put it on because like sure, I'll knock that extra half a second off her cast speed, I guess, while gaining all these other benefits. But like she doesn't really need to move if you're repositioning her in order to do like, backstab shenanigans with physical DPS build, like tweaks to just get crazy stuff. Cool. The movement speed is nice. Continuous aura is fine, but like I said, I really like running Radia's on her, which means I'm already getting that continuous aura anyway.
That's true.
And like I can just deal with it. The main reason why it is good to hit that extra like 10% cast speed to make Big Bang 100% is in those situations I talked about where you're getting constantly knocked up and maybe your feet are just constantly touching the ground, like on and off. If you don't have that maxed out cast speed, half second's not going to be enough. But what you can do is instead.
That big of a difference?
What?
I said it's that big of a difference, or it's that crucial.
Well, it is for magic, just because if you want to effectively like cheat cast canceling, where like you get flinched from something, like if you're getting hit by an enemy blizzard in PvE, like usually it's gonna like knock you up, and then you might get hit by something else to get knocked up. If your feet touch the ground or are about to touch the ground and you queue up a spell, they'll just cast it right away if you have instant cast, and if you get knocked up instantly after that, you're still gonna get that trigger off. So if you have if you have instant cast, you still get the cast. If you have to wait for that 0.5 seconds, you won't. But like I said, Meteor Storm's so good. So if you know you're getting juggled, just use Meteor Storm or Meteor Rain until you're grounded again, and then you can go into your Big Bangs because Meteor Rain is really good.
So this is just a PvP perspective.
No, I'm talking in PvE. Like, if you're in a fight if you're in PvE where, like, there's a bunch of magic that keeps knocking you up and CCing you so that you can't do stuff, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if you're about to hit the ground and you go into the magic menu and queue up a spell, as soon as your feet touch the ground, you cast that spell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I was just...
Yeah.
I guess I'm just thinking, when would you ever get juggled like that? But I guess I can see what you're saying, though.
Yeah, it's mostly like there's a fair amount of like bosses and stuff. Like in multiplayer, the undead guy that has Meteor Rain of his own, you might just get hit by a fireball and just constantly be getting hit up for like 3 seconds. But every time you touch ground, you can throw a Meteor Rain, and you don't need to deal with the normal animation of recovery and stuff. But you can't throw a Big Bang in the middle of it unless you have that extra 10% cast speed. But again, you don't need it. You can just use Meteor Rain and call it good enough. You don't need this. All right, I've talked in this far too long. Everybody, make sure to grab your gear. Make sure to grab your free prism. Always get a prism. That is highest priority in events. Get them. You might get the character in the future, even if you don't have her. So always pick up prisms. Yay.
Funny thing, I didn't get any of the prisms from the near units.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a collab, so if you, did you get the actual units for that?
I only got 9, obviously 9S, but that's about it.
Did you get all his at least, or no?
Hell no.
Wow,
what am I use him for?
Wow, what a loser. Jesus Christ. No, no, that's pretty fair. I don't know how much I'll use him either, but, he's okay in some fights. He worked really well in the Occult God fight, I guess. That's about it. So he got a little value. Let's see. Henny in chat said Overlord collab when? I hear that a lot. I know Overlord does a lot of collabs with a lot of gotchas. I would not be surprised to see it.
We were just talking about that before the podcast started. Mm-hmm. It's kind of crazy you mentioned that.
No, we weren't. We were not talking about that particular part.
Wait, what? You weren't? Oh,
he was talking about something related to a character in there, but
yeah. Okay, right. Never mind. We're on a different topic.
We've said too much. We've gone too far. All right. So I think that's the main stuff. Is there other stuff that we really have to touch on, or like?
To be honest, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was just a new character, another event that you can beat in 30 minutes. Yeah,
like every other event. Yeah.
We have the new shift. the new character updates, which actually I don't think I scrolled all the way down, so I didn't see that Absolute Zero got a buff. So that's really cool. So I will be testing that later on today. But it's not huge. It is fun just to see it, knowing that they're going in that right direction. Yeah, I guess we're really just kind of counting down to anniversary. I know anniversary. There's just so much stuff to talk about, but we're just kind of building there and until we get there. So.
Oh, something I didn't do because I was just again so excited about Eliza. We got a new arc too. I suppose we could talk about that real quick before we sign off here.
Hey, wait.
Yeah, sure.
We're hyper organized here and have things structured properly.
Bro, we're pro. What are you talking about?
So stats are pretty min-maxed. Lots and lots of MP and int. Not much of everything else. Decent mind. Cool.
It's clear what they wanted this to be used for.
Yeah. I mean, mages, because there's so many good mages in the game.
Yep.
So rogue equip, minus physical damage taken. Actually pretty okay. Each time defeating an enemy, int up. So basically this is Sword of Corpses for a sorcerer. So neat. So if you're having trouble capping on the boss, you know, getting kills early on in the waves can help you to make that damage more reliable. So sure. Boost magic damage based on the number of living sorcerer types. So if you just add Mimicry Sorcerer to your entire team, you can get a bunch of extra damage to make it even more consistent again. So, yay, cool. Skills are really nothing special at all.
What do you mean? Fast recast? Yo, that's OP.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's my favorite.
Everything else isn't. Fast recast is super great.
Oh, yeah.
This is the biggest deal. So anybody that didn't get the LR from the summer edition, we now have a general pool source of fast recast, which is really, really great.
That's great.
The main reason people should want this is like if you are endgame and you really want to optimize your auto runs, you're probably not going to run a mage. You're going to run a thief like Yashimaru or Master Thief Robin. You can use this instead of Radmoon to make your spell be instant cast, which means you can still run Thief Bangle as well. So you can instant cast whatever your farming magic is while still going in and just having a really optimal run of like 3 or 4 second clear. So
shoutouts to Zero. I had mentioned, or I had asked him about his MTR, and I was debating on whether or not to actually make mine a mage, because I had him as a mage, you know, way back when, but now with his buff, I asked him, I was like, hey, is it worth for the sake of just mage farming and mat farming IGC3? He's like, yeah, I did it, and absolutely, there's a huge difference in the amount of mats that I've gotten. I was mostly aiming just for like the EXP pots, like the tier 1 and tier 2, but there's definitely a big difference with running fast recast and running MTR. So that's pretty cool. Thanks for letting me know, Zero.
Yeah, absolutely. And that specifically, you saw the big increase going from Yash, who was the previous best mage farmer, correct?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Previously, yes.
Awesome. Score, not completely full of shit. Nailed it. Win. Yeah, great. And for anybody that is wanting to build that, I know I mentioned it all the times before, but the best thing on him, just like most other people, is after 3,700 years, not only because it's the fastest animating, but also your damage counts as backstab damage. And part of his steel level 4 is that he not only gets things on kill anymore, but also on backstab, which means he gets multiple chances per enemy to steal while auto farming at like roughly a 25% chance. I don't have the data mined, but it feels like 25%. So, yeah, good stuff. Everything else on here.
Arc-Ether.
Yeah, everything else on here doesn't really matter skill-wise. Arc-Ether, I'm very unexcited by this, to be honest, just because this is basically just the Godforge staff. So,
A lower tier got
fine.
stuff.
It's fine.
Yeah, but it's only for the elementals, though, as opposed to.
Oh yeah,
just
so
magic,
so
right?
it's even worse. Like even worse. So like its stats are lower. I think the other one probably has MP as well. So we get 15% for only these ones, whereas the Godforge. What?
The comment, Chala, your beer is infinite.
Wait, what? What do you say? Your beer is my beer infinite? Oh no, I just prepared. I got like 3 of them.
Yeah. So then this one is just.
I see you, Edgar.
Nice. So this one is just all magic attack damage, which means you can actually boost like Lagrabos with this.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And then if you also compare it to like the UR, which you would expect, the UR, especially in the Godforge mode, is just insane, which they did add now. We had talked about they temporarily removed that. It is back in the game. So for anybody that hasn't seen it, it's absolutely nutty, especially on like
that thing is
Eliza.
insane. Holy
Dude,
shit.
it's really nutty. So, like,
It's
base
crazy.
348. So we already talked about, like, Eliza gets her, like, chivalrous mindset type thing with the, like, wizard's wisdom or sorcerer's wisdom or whatever, which just boosts this up like crazy. So this becomes, at plus 40, this would be 388, which means that her passive boosts this to, like, over 500.
Yo, it's amazing.
That's crazy. And,
I'm
like,
not even gonna cap.
so I know that, you know, we always talk about stats. Don't build stats to increase your damage. That's for physical attacks. Magic actually really likes int. At least that's been my finding. Like, there's not many modifiers for sorcerers.
Yeah.
And magic in general. So, like, you take all the int ups. You take moonlight. You take aura. You get all the things, and raising your base int is massive. So, like, this is ludicrous. And then this, because it's UR, this goes up to 35%. So, yeah.
35%.
That has Theo, get to grinding, because it'll take you, like, months to get this. But hey, do it.
I mean, DK, you better get this and put it on someone.
Dude, oh my god, it's beautiful.
I'm almost there.
I need Theo. I need it. But also, Zelvius Blade win.
Any banner. Yo, Zelvius, what is it going to contribute at this point?
Shit.
It's useless now.
Dude, like, Zelvius used to, like, it'd be the best blade in the game, though. I mean,
it was.
Let's be real, though.
It would be if we got Godforge.
It will get it. It will get it.
Yeah, give us a good Godforge for it, though. I will say, this is a minor side note, and I'm kind of sad, but Hallowed Spear, Rafaria, it only goes up to plus 25. Just kind of shitty. So, like, when you make it Godforge, you just get stats.
What?
It still is 20%, which is really annoying. You get really badass artwork, and it's still at plus 20%.
Plus 40.
And it then becomes just plus 25. I was hoping this would turn into a 30 or a 35, and it just doesn't, which is really sad. But something that is good that was unexpected, when you upgrade this, it increases the int, so it ends at 203 and 200. And I run this on Rabala because of the extra damage, so, like, actually going up over 200 int is actually kind of nice. I kind of like it. It doesn't help some other units that are actually doing Earth stuff necessarily, but yeah, so that's a thing.
Well, I guess I can't knock on it too much, because, I mean, Pure Blade was 20 and then it goes to 25, so...
Yeah, exactly, but I was hoping that they would maybe change it a little, because I have been told, I don't have it leveled all the way, but Khazarax is different. This 30% to special damage
it's 50%,
becomes 50. It becomes 50%, which is pretty nice. I mean, it's only on specials, so, like, it's understandable. You get a much bigger increase, but that's pretty good. So I'm going to be working on it. But, yeah, I have not been farming as much multiplayer as I should, so it is what it is. But, yeah, my Rafaria staff, one of my favorite weapons in the game. Sad it was kind of done and dirty in the Godforge. Looks cool, though. Looks cool, though, so we'll give it to it. All right. Well, anything else you guys want to touch on or cover or questions or anything like that before we sign off for the day?
No, sir. That is it for me today.
Beautiful.
No, I don't think there's anything else to add.
Awesome. Well, everybody, thanks for stopping by. Have a good time and enjoy whatever we have less of this event. Try to not simp too hard for this girl. Wait, be patient, see what the Annie's got coming. She is really good, but whatever's coming for the Annie, probably going to be just as good or better. So,
just hold out, boys.
Just wait.
Don't do it.
Just be patient.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I know I made it really hard for you, but no pun intended. But all right, we're getting out of here before this gets to be a little too much. So thanks everybody. If you want to check us out, Discord, YouTube, Twitch, all that good stuff, I put a bunch of links down in the description, so feel free to go check out everybody on the pod and come hang out, have a good time. So till next time, go forth, murder things, etc.
Later, guys. Later, Edgar.